How's it going, everyone? This is Movie and Game Lover 98, and today I'll be doing a review on this Thomas and Friends release. Well, the one out of the 5 or 9 releases on VHS out of over 115 that is not on DVD, but I'll still mention what's about the release, and it's one of my favorites, and it's called Tenders and Turntables. So yeah, let's get started, and I hope you guys like this review. But it's just a simple homemade paper art that I printed out. So yep, here's what my homemade copy looks like. I'll still mention the history. The history on Tenders and Turntables, the actual home media release. It was first released by Strain VCI on September 24th, 1990. And then it was reissued first by Strain Home Video in 1993, and then Time Life in 1994 was its final release on VHS. And yet that was really brief because there was no other prints after that. So yep, that was the brief history. Now let's look at the copy I made, but it's just homemade and I won't show you the disc until I say what's about the release. So yep, here's what my homemade copy looks like. It's in a yellow border because, this is what the VHS originally looks like. Yep, the simple Thomas Friends logo, but it's a 3D style, but you'll see this is the original Anchor Bay custom artwork I printed out. Yep, Tenders and Turntables and Other Stories, because that's true. There's the story called Tenders and Turntables, of course. You have the picture of Thomas after he got scolded by Sir Topham Hatt. Like after Sir Topham Hatt told him off and Thomas comes to breakfast, but this was like the image from the front of the VHS, but except it's flipped the other way. Like after the Sir Topham Hatt says, "Diesels never gallivant off to breakfast in station masters' houses." And yep, here's that image that, interesting, it's from the episode Percy Runs Away. Like, it's also on the back cover of the original VHS release, well, on the VHS versions. Like, after the narrator says, "Never mind, Hersey," said the workman as they dug him out. "You shall have a drink and some coal, and then you'll feel better." Yep. Here's the front. Yep, and also this image of Percy from Percy Runs Away is also on the front cover of the 2003 VHS of A Big Day for Thomas, the release itself, and the 2007 DVD of A Big Day for Thomas. Yep, here's the front. I'll show you the spine, which, if I can get the camera to focus, there we go, because I just printed it out a few days ago from the library, just about 3 days ago. Yep, there's Cartoon Thomas, the DV logo, which is different from official ones. Yep, and it's red text on both the front and the spine, and the Anchor Bay logo, because this is just a custom artwork. Yep, here's the back cover, Thomas Friends logo. I think you can see the Making Tracks Great Destinations logo, but this is just custom artwork. Yep, storyteller is Ringo Starr, because this is the third release he narrated in the US. 2 snapshots, one from the Flying Kipper, after the narrator said, "Henry was ready at 5 o'clock. There was snow and frost." And yep, another one from Thomas Comes to Breakfast after the narrator said, "Plaster was everywhere. Thomas had collected a bush on his travels. He peered into the room through its leaves. He couldn't speak." And yep, there's your blurb on the release. It's actually copied from the VHS. And yep, we're not going to read the bonus features, but let's look at the story stops. Your story stops are Tenders and Turntables, my favorite episode of Season 1, along with another episode, Trouble in the Shed, Percy Runs Away, Thomas Comes to Breakfast, Henry's Special Call, The Flying Kipper, and Toby the Tram Engine. Yep, Thomas Comes to Breakfast is another one of my favorite episodes on this release. And we're not going to look at these bonus features because I don't really want to explain much, because they don't appear in the actual release, because this is just a homemade release. Yep, this is just a homemade artwork like I mentioned. So yeah, I'm not going to show you the blank disc, because I need these to basically play the releases on them. So I'll just mention what's cool about this release. Yep, Tenders and Turntables is a nice Thomas and Friends release. It's the third home media release in the US to basically introduce, yet 7 more episodes to the US audience. And I'll still mention the episodes, what's cool about them, even though I don't have this release burned onto DVD yet from a VHS tape. Tenders and Turntables, I'll mention about the episodes because on later releases I just don't want to explain about them again. So this is the first time they got released. Tenders and Turntables, the first of that arc. Where the big engines, Gordon, Henry, and James go on strike. well, yeah, they're so pissed off that they have to go fetch their own coaches because they were too lazy to do it themselves, and they form a plan to do a strike and refuse to do it themselves. And the next part of that, Trouble in the Shed, where they really go on strike, and Sir Topham Hatt finds a way to get them to really do it themselves. And he brings, well, it's the first introduction of Percy, and a lot of Percy fans wanted Percy to come, and this made their wish come true. And the final episode of the arc, Percy Runs Away, where Percy, well, gets a big scare when he gets frightened by Gordon after he was in the way on the main line, and he ran away to the big bank of Earth, and yeah. And yep, I forgot to mention Tenders and Turntables. That's one of my favorite episodes on Season 1, along with Down the Mine. Anyway, Thomas Goes to Breakfast, my favorite episode of Season 2, because, it's really cool, because, Thomas tries to think he can prove to run off without his driver, but then he realized it was a bad idea, and he got into big trouble after running into the station master's house. And yeah. Yep, Henry Special Cole and the other one of the Henry Special Cole arc, two of them. The first one, Henry is trying to prove he can do his work, but he has so many problems, and he uses a special kind of coal called Special Welsh Coal to help him run better. And the Flying Kipper, yes, that's Henry's first accident in the series. And he was sent away to crew to get a new shape, and yeah, Toby the Tram Engine, the final episode, it introduces us to Toby the Tram Engine. And yeah. And yeah, all these episodes are just classic in any way, shape, or form, even if I talk to them one by one. So anyways, yep, Tenders and Turntables is a nice Thomas release. I say every Thomas fan, if you have Tenders and Turntables on VHS, well, if you want to convert this to a DVD, but I'm just going to give this a review, I say give this release a try. You'll definitely, absolutely love these episodes. Even if it's one from another season we haven't got to yet, but I guess if you want to see that one Season 2 episode and the other 6 from Season 1, I say give this release a try, and maybe you'll absolutely adore these episodes, yeah. So anyways, yep, that's going to be it for this review, everyone, on the Thomas and Friends release, Tenders and Turntables. Yeah, hopefully you guys liked it, even if this is just a homemade custom artwork I did, and hopefully stay tuned for more of them coming soon with the other ones I did before, because the other one's going to be on for Christmas this December. So yep, stay tuned for those coming soon, everyone, and also for more stuff coming to my YouTube channel.